Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to Isles of Sea and Sky, where it turns out we have to go back to the Isle of Sea for a little while, because I guess I wasn't quite done. So there are 2 stars on this one, and I gotta be honest with you. One of them looks very easy. Is this top star as simple as... Yep, it sure is. It's as simple as make sure you come back here once you get the cape. Okay, well that's pretty fun. Let's have a look at this other one, which doesn't require anything more difficult than ring the gong. Now, obviously, there's something a little tricky about that, I suppose. Because like it's easy enough to get in there, right? But then I have to get back out. So, if I were to push another one of these fellas... Actually, I don't want to do that, do I? No, I don't want to push you up against the wall at all. I'm trying to figure this out. I need to... be able to get... Let me restart here. I need to be able to get something from this group over to the left side of the puzzle. I definitely cannot press it up against the right wall. But also, pushing it down here is problematic because, like, something that gets pushed down into the tile to the left of me has to be pushed from its left to get over into the manipulable area, and yeah, no, that is a problem. Oh, well, I guess what am I have a wooden block right here. Hold on, am I like... Do we not use any of the right side elements for this? Because, like, actually, doesn't this do it? Yeah, that totally does it. Okay, this puzzle is 100% just come back when you have the cape. That feels a little silly. Alright, where else? I mean, we may as well go try to figure out the song, right? So I want to go... Is it up? It is probably to the right and then up, it looks like. Which I can't actually do from getting in here this way. Okay. Oh, that's right. These aren't pass-throughs. I think I just need to come up there instead. Which is probably not all that hard to do. Can I get... Yeah, here we go. Kind of a pain. Still definitely easier than getting around on the one island. So... Is it really that simple? And then this looks like orange, red, blue. Yeah, wow. Okay. This one you don't have to do anything but just touch the objects to... It's wild that it's that easy. There's so much stuff in this room. But I guess the stuff in this room was for removing blocks that we've already removed, right? Like we solved the puzzle parts of this already. So, there's at least one more room with stars in it, right? Yeah, okay. Just gotta wander over this way for a while. I wonder if it matters whether the water is low or high. Okay, so south of us, There is a single star remaining. So this puzzle is also probably going to be a little bit easier due to my ability to jump over holes, because it means I only have to cover up one of the spaces to the left of the star. That's going to let us cheat one block. So we want to form we want to form a flow through this area. Okay, so I think at this point, if I manage to get onto that, I'm pretty sure I win. So it's just a matter of now producing flow over. Oh no, actually I can just jump the gap. Yeah. Yeah, wow, these puzzles are a lot easier if you have the cape. You don't have to engage with the island almost at all. That feels really it's wild. It doesn't feel like any of the other upgrades did quite that level of resetting things. Okay, so for reading this right, we have finished this island, and that leaves us with, unless I miscounted, 2 stars on the Shadow Island, and as such, 2 stars unaccounted for here. And I believe we checked this place for red eyes pretty thoroughly, right? I don't think there's any left. We might actually be legitimately done with this island now. So, 2 more stars somewhere else. Just a matter of finding them. Pretty sure we're clear on this island. I do kind of hate how difficult it is to check here, though. You have to, like, partially solve this puzzle to get through to the other. You know what? We'll come back if we absolutely can't find them anywhere else. But I'm pretty sure that island's clear. Okay. Now it is worth noting there's still a couple of screens here that I haven't seen. And I didn't know about the red snake eyes last time we were here. So it might be worth giving this another like real once over. Every new screen, I'm just looking up at the eyes real quick. All right, nothing to be had here. I suppose we do need to check the underground as well, but I feel like we were very thorough in the underground already. So, yeah, there might just not be a there might just not be a way up onto that screen. There might not be a screen that exists. It doesn't seem like there's any reason to think that there would be a way up there. Alright, I'm trying to be thorough, making sure we're running through every screen in case the snakes want to let us know something. Nope, this we got. Yeah, it's looking like we were fairly thorough here, which I thought was the case. So there's one other space that doesn't seem approachable. Although it sort of seems like it should be, because there is a way to jump down from up there. Okay, this doesn't allow me anywhere. It's awfully weird that that ledge exists. But there's no red eyes anywhere around. I don't know. Alright, let's do a quick sweep of the underground as well. And we do have maps of the underground. But... Okay. So there is all this water. Which is probably nothing more than a stream, but it does seem a little odd. Yeah, and it's definitely just not accessible. Ah, there's a star in there. You can see it sleeping. Okay, so yeah, again, just like areas that we couldn't get to before because we didn't have the object for them. Alright, so that leaves us with 3 stars left, and we know where 2 of them are. Alright, let's go over to where we have apparently marked a... This was flagged. I know that we walked away from here while there was still a key to grab or something, so... I'm assuming that that was what it was for, and I just didn't remove it once we got the key. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Yep, okay. Doesn't really seem like there is anything else going on around here. No red eyes, nothing. It does just kind of legitimately seem like we cannot access those rooms. The water's a little strange, but I think this is it. All right, so... Turns out we missed a little something on several different islands. Right, I forgot. For some reason I was thinking that the, Gosh, that's suspicious. I was thinking that there was a turtle available at the bottom there. There's gotta be. It's so weird. Well, the thing is, we still have a weirdness left in the snow island, right? The ice island. With that room with that big space in the center of it, and it does say there's a secret there. So if that's not going to be our 107th star, what would it be, right? Yes, this probably does have to be nothing, because I think we might actually have all of our stuff accounted for at this point. Which means that it might be the case that all there is left to do is to go actually solving things. Figuring out what to do with that space on the ice island. Figuring out how to get the other 2 stars we don't have on the Shadow Island. Not things I'm eager to do. Okay, right. This is not a place where I can open the map, which is annoying. Okay, just making sure I'm not missing anything visually there. Certainly no snakes. Okay, right, that just takes you down here. Yep, fair sure that island's clean. It's weird that the number of keys left is sort of desynced from the number of everything else that remains. So let's see, we checked that island already. It won't take very long to check the Fire Island, because the Fire Island only has stuff that is above the ground, right? So we'll be able to see trivially on the map what remains. I think we did eventually clean up everything that's on these islands. Yep, no red glow. Okay. Good enough for me. I'm not expecting to find anything at this point. I think it's top left corner of Snow Island, and then also the 2 on the Shadow Isles, which means that I'm pretty sure we're all done here. Yep, sure are. Not looking forward to traversing the Ice Mountain area again. Okay, this we certainly solved. 100% of big stone snakes agree. Did I ever come back here? I know that there was a No, I did not ever come back here and get that. Well, if there's 109 stars, then... That's curious. Also, it's weird that that took us to 13 keys remaining instead of 12. Instead of nice, symmetry with everything else. It's definitely concerning. So, because it is a pain in the ass to get to the spot in the ice island that I'm talking about here, let me just take this back. Oh yeah, right, I could just jump over the gap. So yeah, one. Forgot about that, my bad. And sure enough, too. So I guess the Shadow Island's all that's left. That's pretty weird, because we still do have an apparently unresolved secret. That's certainly very strange. I'm sitting here trying to figure out what I think is going on there. It's certainly very strange. And the thing is, I feel like we have been there and we have tried to press every way that a person can press on all the rocks in that area, and the lower of the two screens, the one just to the bottom of the top leftist screen, is the one that has the snake eyes, but there's almost nowhere to even check because you can only walk in such a small portion of it. I might look it up. Whatever's going on there might be a little too obtuse for me to grab. I might be a little too obtuse to grab it, is maybe a fairer way to put that. There's this weird heart, which I guess is just supposed to be the heart of the fallen void serpent. Not a heart made for my benefit. All right. I guess I'm going to start with this one, because we were looking at the other one more recently and I don't like it. So, I for sure need to be on the right side. And I for sure need to get shadow clones to ring these other gongs for us, but I don't know. I mean, I can ring the one gong myself. Once the bronze gong is rung, the silver one is free. It's weird, though, that they're constructed the way they are with the alternating bollards in front of them. Why? If you're just going to have ringing the bronze gong, hitting the silver gong free, why construct that mechanism in front of it anyway? Why not just make that a wall? There's probably something to that. And then I somehow need to get myself up into this top right area while a shadow clone depresses the green button after I am past the green entryway. However, there's no way to move vertically beyond that first green obstruction. So once the button is depressed, I would never be able to, I would never be able to move them onto the button in the first place, right? The shadow clone would have to walk upwards 2 spaces at least, which would mean that I need to be able to move downward 2 spaces, and after making that downward move, be in the spot 3 spaces to our right, which is obviously impossible. So what else? We don't know for sure, do we, whether touching the star with a shadow clone would actually capture it? I don't think it would, but I don't know that it's a thing that we've tried. Because obviously it's a little bit easier to get a shadow clone into the space between the green bollards and then press the switch myself. Well, except that then I need to be able to move the shadow clone to the right a bunch without stepping off of the button, which cannot be done. Alright, I've spent a lot of time thinking about these Shadow Island puzzles on camera. I think what I might do here is pause this one, give this a little bit of a cogitate, and I will cut back in when I feel like I have not necessarily an answer for the whole puzzle, but something in the line of logic. So I'm going to do that, and I'll see y'all in a second. Hey, check this out. Look at this. So I solved this one, and I have an idea for how to solve the other one. We'll see if that's viable. I don't know exactly how long I was working on this. In the pause, it was definitely over an hour. And I tried a lot of things, and I got frustrated, and I walked away, and I had some food, and I came back. But momentum-wise, I think it makes sense for this to be the last episode. So I wanted to have something pretty solid before I turn things back on. So the core logic for this came from the idea, the point that I was making last time, which is that there is no way to solidify the blocks that we have to destroy here in the bottom left, except to be walking left into these spaces, right? So the thing is to get this guy to fire fireballs in this position to destroy the last 3 blocks, which is extremely doable once you get everything situated. And there was so much wiggling things back and forth to get it in position. So let me see if I can recreate this. I have like a half of a strategy for this. So what we were doing before last time does form the root of this strategy. So let me see if I can recreate this a little bit. This guy ends up in this row, or in this column. We may as well do that now. It's not how I had been doing it, but... and then I need... Nope, don't do that. We need to push that lower flame down into the same spot we were putting it in yesterday. So let me see... I still haven't actually worked out like what is the efficient way to do this. Here we go. I think part of the problem I'm having here, like these puzzles are definitely harder, right? They're supposed to be harder. They are the final thing. I'm going to actually intentionally kill our dude here. Let me desync us by 1 row so that I can do this, because it's a little bit easier to just reset his position over and over again. Is a thing that I have found. All right, now that he's down there, it's easy enough to... Okay. We probably want that to destroy the first Yeah, I probably actually want that to destroy the first fireball. All right, you wait down there. I will make that work. Okay, so just like last time, destroy that first box. Great news. Okay. Now, we need to get at least one more box destroyed before we move over. And we found in the past that yesterday, we were able to destroy this one. So let's just recreate that more or less. In order for this to work, I have to get you stuck on... Yeah, so we desync our columns one more. Then this allows me to walk up a little bit without you walking up so that I can walk you down. Actually, that might have been too far because I want to walk you 2 spaces to here. Perfect. Okay. Then I need to line up. I tried. I really tried absolutely everything I could. I could not figure out a way to destroy these last 3 blocks with using the shadow clone over there. And that was what gave me the idea to try to wiggle the shadow clone over here, because I realized I can open the way for him quite easily. So again, I think it would be kind of helpful to kill him just so that I don't have to deal with, I don't have to watch him over there and, you know, keep him from destroying things. So since we can jump over here, we can use this guy to clear out this blocker. I can just tuck this away somewhere where it won't bother us. And then I'm actually going to do the exact same thing with this guy. We don't need this dude. Actually, maybe we leave him there for the moment, because I'm not really sure. We might end up using this guy as a way to create an obstacle to allow us a desync. And we can always, at any moment, take the time to like push him up into the column on the left and get him out of the way, right? So, we definitely have to have our character on the left side of the screen in order to pick up the star. There's no way from the right to the left, nor is there a way from the left to the right for the character. Now that we've done this, what we need to do is get, first of all, let's desync a little bit here so I can get you caught on this. First of all, I need to push this guy down a step. That fireball doesn't matter. That is just for getting this fire elemental aligned with the one on the left. Now, this is the part that took me... Coming up with this idea took a while, but this is the part that took the longest for sure, was figuring out how to get this guy over here safely. So I'm trying to give myself some room to maneuver here, because we have to be very cautious about what we do with him right now. I have to not only get him over to the left of our elementals, but then I have to somehow keep him moving around in that little area without bumping the important elemental, because we do need all 3 of its fireballs, while I somehow work my way back down to the bottom. So that said, it's looking a lot easier than it was before. Remember, he can't actually cross the gap there unless I'm close enough to him. So that does create an issue. I can't really desync us vertically. I can do that to buy me a little bit of room. If I do this, no, the block doesn't form until after he steps. Alright, hold on. Hang out over here for a second. Actually, I think this thing ended up over here previously, and I actually think that might be important. At some point during all of the wiggling, I also caused the shadow clone to destroy a couple of those blocks. I wonder if that would be feasible. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I can desync us vertically a little bit here. Because what we need to do is get the shadow clone in this row while I'm in this row so that I can go left without losing him totally. Okay. That's a really important part of it all. Now, if we go down here, I've created a position here where we can go up twice, left twice. And this will cause him to fire a shot. And then press left again. And then press left again. Look at that. How fucking beautiful is that? That was a lot easier the second time. I don't know if you saw the arrangement that we had the first time. I'm going to now delete you so that I can walk around. But how do I... Here we go. There we go. Okay. Yeah, in the arrangement I had the first time, I had somehow gotten, while I was close enough to these blocks, I had gotten him to push the, like the corner block over, so it was just two black holes on top of each other. And that gave me a little bit more room to maneuver him in there. This time we didn't end up needing it. I think this fire elemental being in this location, it's something I did accidentally last time, but it turns out to be really helpful because this is exactly where you need it to be to let you desync your row from his row so that you can get him stuck behind this. In any case, 108. Apologies to those of you who would have wanted to see the process of me being frustrated and working through that. But like I said, momentum-wise, it feels like this should probably be the last episode, so I didn't want to spend another hour just grinding my face against that on camera. I hope y'all understand. Take that, Shadow Clone. Alright, so as far as we know, the final star. So, again, based on the logic I was working with last night, there's simply no way to do this corner thing with a Shadow Clone. There's no way for us to move to the right, causing the Shadow Clone to move onto the space that changes the bollards, because we need to be right here when the bollards change, right? Now, I did play briefly with the idea of having this box here so that we could like move sideways and then I could press up in this location, or down, it would be down for us in this location, to have the clone push the button up when we're standing here, which is kind of a cool idea, except unfortunately the clone needs to step right and then push up, which doesn't work because we are going to have to step right and then push. So, you know, this move is going to make the clone move left. He cannot be in the space he would need to be in for this to work. The other problem with that is then the bollard to our left is up forever. We get the star. Well, I guess once we've gotten the star, we can just reset the room. We don't actually have to be able to leave. But I had a different idea. If we come over here, check it out. This right here is the distance at which the blocks solidify. Right, this sort of like knight's move distance, which, if you'll notice, is the exact distance between the sort of like the blue-gray bollard space there and the green button space. So if we put a shadow block on that space, it will only be solid enough to hold down the button when we are in that very upper corner area, and then as soon as we get over near this one, it will disincorporate and allow us out. Although, again, now I am remembering it doesn't actually matter if it allows us out, whatever. But the important thing is this doesn't require a shadow clone, which is important for two reasons. One of them being, like I just said, we actually can't rely on the shadow clone to do the thing. And the other one being, our shadow clone is going to get stuck. And we know that, and there's no way around it as far as I can see. So, what I want to do is use this guy to fill that space up with that, because I need to be able to push this through to here. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay. now what would be best for us is to actually kill this dude, I think. Which, not necessarily easy to do. What I'm trying to do right now is maneuver him into the space that the thing is in, and then, you know, obviously step on him. Yeah, I need him to be one more tile vertically desynced from me. There we go. This will do it. Okay. So we just want to spawn him here, and then we've been able to do this. This is a thing we managed before. I definitely think, like, the reason I couldn't convert on these puzzles the last time that we were doing this was a lot of it was just me being tired. It was just like the end of a long day, and I like in principle had a lot of the stuff worked out, but I couldn't figure out a way to turn it into an actual answer. She says, as she continues to have difficulties in that arena. So what I was saying is, these puzzles are definitely harder. I was saying this in the last stream and I got distracted partway through. These puzzles are definitely harder, but we're also seeing just a kind of logic that it's turning out I'm pretty bad at. This, like, mirroring my movements across two different shaped spaces is the thing I just have a lot of trouble mapping in my head. So I need to get you vertically desynced from me again. But the space we're in is actually really not conducive to this. Well, actually, that won't work, because if I press up, you'll just fall in a hole and die. Actually, I wonder if this would be easier. I wonder if this would be easier if I had pushed the shadow block into the hole to our left, so just done the easy thing there. Pushed the wood block. I had somehow figured out how to push the wood block with the shadow clone across and wood blocked the hole on the left, then use the shadow block from the left to cover the button here. Because it sure is a lot easier to manipulate this dude in space if he's able to step on that. You know what? I'm going to kill him. Just going to kill him. Because the thing is, we were doing this last time. Right? This wasn't such an ordeal yesterday. Okay, here we go. This is a little bit better. We can get him further down now. The trick is going to be getting him hooked under... Here we go. Hooked under something so that I can desync our vertical positions a little bit more. And then all I have to do is that. Okay, now you're locked in position. You've rung the thing, and in theory... Okay, cool. And we know we can just do this part ourselves trivially. Thanks, Cape. And there it is. That's 109, which is all of the stars that there are, according to the image that comes up after the credits. And you just get to live there forever. That's the price you pay for everything about your entire situation. Okay, so the thing I would like to do now is go see if there is a slightly different ending, but before we do that, I do think there is one more thing that we have a responsibility to go take a look at again, and it may well be the case that getting all the stars or whatever, something like this, is what makes this work. So I guess actually the fastest way to do this would probably be to go to one of the other big islands and take the birdaport. So let's do that. It's like the top right here. Yeah, not the screen above me, the screen up and to the right. Can I get there from here? Yeah. In a way. Wait, am I? This is absolutely not the right room. This is the room over here. I just saw like there's a big space with a block in the middle of it. I don't know. It is that... Okay, I went the wrong way. And now I feel like a fool. Probably better for the water level to be risen for us, because we can do a lot of traversal through the high water at this point with the flippers and everything. Okay, somewhere around here. Yeah, there we go. I'm so bad with this island in particular. The layout is just like a mystery to me. Are you really supposed to have 13 extra keys left over at the end of the game? That's kind of wild. I mean, I guess like it's really nice that they don't lock you to exactly like, they don't put you in a position where you are looking for the one key that's left ever. You know, like they're a lot more generous with them than that. Oh my god, this is such a pain in the ass to get anywhere on this damned island. I really was hoping we would never come back here again. But we are going to have a look at this one more time before I just look up what is going on with it on the internet. I will say this though, it is not entirely trivial to look things up on the internet with this game, because it's just not, you know, it doesn't have like a lot of like big strategy spaces for it. So it's possible that I will not be able to find out what this is for if we can't figure it out ourselves. More incentive, I suppose, to do a good job. All right, so I need to... It has to be that one. Which means we want to take the top left from this set of 4 screens. Which I can't get to from here, is that right? Oh, no, we're fine. I don't know what I was thinking about. Okay, so yeah, the top left here. Sorry, I didn't want to come down here. I want to go to that. Doesn't feel super safe to be like sliding on your belly on the ice. That seems like it's probably going to do some damage. But at the same time, I think our dude's not wearing shoes, so that's not great for you either. Alright, so no snake eyes here. You would not expect whatever is going on to be on this screen. But the snake eye is red here. And I know that I've been thorough with this. I know that we have tried pressing on every block in this area. I mean, maybe that's not it. Okay, so if that's not it, in theory, we've collected everything that we know of. We have reason to believe that we have all the stars. We might or might not. Yeah, there could be a key hidden somewhere weird. We have reason to believe we have all the stars, and we have the exact same number of all the gems, which makes me think we probably have all of those as well. Unless there is another spot that is like storing exactly one of each. So it's not like we would expect to get something somewhere else that would make this make any sense. I also just really don't know what to do with a 7x7 grid. And down there in the bottom left, we have a thing that kind of looks like either a compass rose or a clock face. But, you know, for a clock face, it would be weird because it is emphasizing 8 directions from the center. And for a compass rose, it would be weird because the symbols at the north, east, west, and south are all the same character. So... yeah, I don't know what to make of that. Alright, I'm going to pause the recording one more time, y'all. When I come back, I will have gathered whatever information is possible for me to gather about this from the internet, and will also be, standing in the final island area, ready to check out the ending and see if it is any different with all the stars. So, see you in a second. Alright, y'all. I spent some time looking things up. It is not easy to find stuff about this game online. The Steam user forums are kind of the only real place to get any answers, and fortunately, the developer of the game does post there. Unfortunately, the developer's posts indicate that there are several hints for future content in the game, and that some of these things, like the 7x7 grid in the ice island, are among them. And I just think that's a terrible fucking answer. That's in a puzzle game like this, especially one where you like train the player to pay a lot of attention to the snake eyes indicator and stuff. Like, you can't just put red herrings and unfinished puzzles in because they're advertisements for a patch you plan to do later, because the player's going to think that they're puzzles that are meant to be done now. You're signaling to the player that they're puzzles that are meant to be done now, and that the player's going to feel like they're screwing up by not being able to figure out what's going on. I just don't... There's a lot of cool puzzle stuff going on in this game. It has some major signaling problems, and I think this is, I guess, just a little bit more evidence of deficiency in that area. Easily as bad as the statue puzzle, throw the sixth statue in the ocean thing, which I maintain is just like a factually wrong solution to that puzzle. But in any case, let's see if this sequence is any different now that we have all of the everything, as far as we can tell. This is going to take forever. We have so many of them. It's so weird to see like the default image, the sprite that we started with again. We've gotten so used to looking at us with all of our extra cool gear on. Well, our form seems the same. Do we seed the world with life any more effectively for having gathered all these stars? I don't know what the stars like represent to our divinity, question mark. So it's hard to know exactly what it is that we've put all this extra effort into accomplishing here. You know, at the very least, it's a very pretty process. Did this happen last time? This feels new, but also my memory is garbage. It doesn't necessarily mean anything that it feels new to me. Getting a little bit more like in-depth molding of the molding of the what exactly? Now we bake it with the heat. Is this like the form of the inhabitants that we are building for the place? I kind of thought we had already seeded it with life when we were putting down the islands, because it does seem like you're sort of shooting off, you know, like rainbow colored, like vaguely people shaped things, but you can never have enough rainbow colored, vaguely people shaped things, you know? I mean, this is cool. This is a neat addition to the sequence. That's a lot. That's probably a lot. It feels like a lot. I definitely spend a lot of time filling with puzzles, and also a fair amount of time with him just sleeping while I was doing recording related stuff. Yeah, but I think that's it. That's basically it for Isles of Sea and Sky. Apparently, they plan to put out more content at some point. I don't necessarily know that I think that's a great idea. I guess I sort of think, like, I know this is the way of it. This is the way of things with video games now, right? Like, very rarely does somebody just release a completed game and then move on to the next thing because their game's done. I do think, by the way, that style of engagement really needs to make a comeback. It would be nice if you could just, like, purchase the game when it releases and know that you're getting the game and the whole thing, and there's no early access to worry about, and there's no, like, anyway, maybe this is just like old woman yells at cloud, I suppose. But I do kind of think that this kind of game, this style of game, is maybe like uniquely bad for intermittent insertion of more content. Like, I could see like an expansion you know, that costs some money and it's like a large chunk of content and it opens up a new area on the map maybe, but like even then the different islands are so, the powers that you get from the existing islands are so intertwined with puzzle solving through the game and like doing things on the islands, right, where you're picking up abilities from one island that will help you get stuff on other islands because there's some like swimming that needs to be done or something. It feels like anything that you added to this game, any real chunk of content, is just going to feel like an extra thing just sort of hanging off the side. Like I do sort of think that maybe you should release this and then have it be done, and then if you have more ideas for the thing, just have it be a sequel. I don't know, you could release a pack that's just like basically islands where you don't pick up any new powers. It's just stuff to solve because you have fun solving puzzles, but it does, again, it's just not going to feel like integrated with other things, right? And if they give you new powers, they have to give you new powers that aren't going to break the existing solutions and traversal stuff, which means they have to be powers that are kind of just like not useful on the other islands, which again is going to make it feel disconnected in that way as well. I don't know. I am not an indie game developer. I don't know what you have to do to survive. Maybe this is just the way things are done now, but it does feel to me like this is maybe the kind of game that least bears the kind of thing that the developer suggests he is doing. Anyway, look at that. 109 of 109. We did it. We got there. So that has been Isles of Sea and Sky. Thank you all so much for watching. I had a very good time with this thing. There's a little bit of negativity at the end. I don't want that to overshadow the fact that I thought this was very rad. Overall, lots of good fun puzzles here. Some of it very difficult. And then, unfortunately, also some frustration coming from just like some weird bad signaling that doesn't necessarily make it clear what is a puzzle and what isn't and what the developer's logic is. And yeah, anyway, when you come back next time, there's gonna be something new in this slot. I'm excited. I hope y'all are excited. And we'll see you then.